Okay. Awa wee wa. Awa woo. Awa wee. Awa why. I wonder if I can... I don't know, does that loop? It might loop. We'll see if it loops. If it doesn't loop, I'll kill it. For science. Oh, I found the loop. Yellow Kitsune. Hello, T-Rex. I'm hoping that everything is coming through clearly. And actually, I want to test something. Because I don't know if some sounds are coming through. Just regular that. Let's go for... Ah, there we go. Did you guys hear the crickets? Okay. You weren't fully listening. How did you steal my identity in a game, T-Rex? And if you did, how dare you? I shall consume 2 inches of your soul for that. What? Something feels screwy with my lip syncing. No? Okay, maybe it's okay? I don't know. All my tech is never behaving properly. I don't get it. Alright, let's just play some quack sounds and see if they go through. I'm seeing stuff moving on my desktop, so it should make sense. Yep. The desktop audio is coming through, I think. So that's good. Okay, let's do that and that. Alright. You can hear the quacks, but it's very quiet. Alright, we'll put this... at, like... that? Let's see if the quacks come through again. Yeah. Yeah. Too loud? Okay. Looks like everything is functioning then. That is good. Can you guys hear the background music? Good. And it's not too loud? Sorry for all these questions. You know, I rarely do things that don't have their own background music otherwise. And with that audio issue we had the other day, I just want to make sure everything's functioning. A 6 as in too loud, or like, I'm a 10, it's a 6? If I'm a 10, it's a 6? Okay. Then that's good then. I'm just gonna finish my food. Your Bob Ross is doing a pretty darn good job. That's your graphite eye, right? And I don't really like that thing, but I don't know, maybe it'll prove useful in a normal or poison challenge. He acts as cleanup? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, I have right here everything. So, that's true. Poison Touch is a good ability. That much is worth. Okay, so from Air Slash all the way to Zing Zap, which I don't think you can see, can you? No, you can't. I'd have to scroll down a little bit for you to see it. All the way to Zing Zap. That is what we're going to be covering in the first chunk of this stream, I suppose. Magus needs nuts. Magus needs duts? You glitched me. You glitched me bad. I glitched like a glitchy glitcher who glitches glitchily. Let me saw. Yes, I shall saw. Okay. Let's just start with the, what's the word I'm looking for? There, okay. Let's just start with the qualifiers. So, for every move, I considered the following 5 things. Is there a rotation word in the name? Is anything spun or rotated in the game? As you can see, I only wrote down moves that had a game animation that involved spinning. And then, what specifically is being spun? And then the same thing for the anime. Most of the options that I selected here were either yes or not used in anime. We have a few, one main thing to worry about here, and that's breaking swipe, but we'll talk about breaking swipe a little bit later. And then, of course, what specifically is spun. We're just gonna say weapon. We don't need the gen lists anymore that I used to have. I think we should cover the easy ones first, just to get it out of the way. So there are quite a few moves where that is literally the whole point, where it's all spinning. And we'll start with... yeah, we'll do the drill moves to start, because they're the first alphabetically. Well, actually, there is one more alphabetically. Hello, Nyx. So we have Aura Wheel. There's literally wheel in the name. It's got a spinning animation, and we can see it here in, there it is. We can see it right here in the anime. If I do... oh, nope, you can't see it. Now you can. Kind of. There. You can see it. It's plainly a wheel type move. I think I need to... I really do need to fix my formatting on this, or maybe have like a different setup for it. I don't know. It's weird. But that is 100% a wheel. So in that note, I would say that no questions asked or a wheel is completely viable in this spinning challenge. If you guys disagree, feel free to say so, but if you do not disagree, I'm gonna mark this one as approved. T-Rex, you may have one whole box. No less, no more. Only one. One box. And when you lose that box, you get no more boxes from me. Although, I don't know, Dottie might decide to give you a box. Yeah, we'll cover everything that we see. For now, we're just going to try to knock the easiest ones. So we're just going to call that yes and move on. We're going to go through just the ones that are going to be really simple. Drill peck and drill run are practically the exact same move for the sake of this challenge. Go with drill. Peck. And it will take a moment to load. We're gonna see... No, we can't really see it from there. Let's see if we can't get a picture of it from the Emote. There we go. The best one that we're going to look at is probably the Dodrio image on the side there. And if we open up drill run, which we can do so by quickly going here, and opening drill run. Actually, let's do that. Find D and just do the logical thing here of that and that. Much simpler. We'll do that. Okay. Drill run here. You can kind of see the corkscrew there. Piplup using drill peck is very funny. And I mean, like, look at the descriptions. The user crashes into its target while rotating its body like a drill. Fury swipes poison touch. Oh my god. If you could guarantee those 5 hits, that's like... That's a near 100% chance of poisoning. They would have to survive 5 individual 20 or 30% chances of being poisoned, which would just be sheer frickin' luck at that point. Let me see. Yeah, every single drill run we see is a spin attack. Haven't had a Fury Swipes used so far from Rob Ross that hasn't poisoned. That is awesome, honestly. That is some very cool tech. So, yeah, I don't think it's much to say that the drill moves are approved. I think the drill moves are completely viable in this sort of challenge. Oh, I bet Dondozo is hating it. Okay, let's talk about the gear moves for a little bit. So we have gear grind, gear up, and where is it? Shift gear. Shift gear. There it is. It got Dondozo in the red. Yeah, I would call that totally good. Especially because you can heal your Pokemon in between the fights, aside from the Dondozo Tatsugiri part, but... Actually, no, I think it does heal you. I don't know if it heals any fainted Pokemon, but I think it fully restores anything still alive. Let's see, attacks twice by throwing steel gears at the target. I don't think Gear Grind has been used in the anime. Like, that's spinning. That's a gear move. The gear is spinning to inflict damage. Nice job, Crestall. Crestall? I don't know. You're gonna use Shiny Ceruledge for the Dark Team Starbase? That sounds like fun. Cling Clang. Yeah, that's literally just a spinning gear for attacking. And if we go to gear up, it's just spinning gears to make it stronger. Now, of course, this really doesn't matter for the spinning challenge in Gen 9, because none of the gear moves are in it, aside from shift gear, but this is mostly for, like, viability's sake. I want to be able to say that if we do a spinning challenge elsewhere, that these moves are fine. That's why I'm being... not anal, but why I'm making, like, a big effort for it. Rotating gears in order to increase speed. I mean, look, Toxtricity can learn it, Revavroom can learn it, Cyclizar can learn it. These are all important Pokemon for the challenge. Plus, I just think it's fun. Hello, Civ. Why would you reject shift gear? It does fully heal all. Okay, that's cool. Here, let's do that and that just to be posterity'd.
Buongiorno's Pizza Bowling Alley Extreme Mini Golf Tour de France Fries. How can I take your order?
Yay! Say a few more words. I just want to make sure your audio is coming in crisp and clear.
Blingledorp, make a jiggle jiggle.
Blink a dork, McDibble jiggle.
Yeah. Something like that.
Brilliant. I think you might
You know
even
he's
be...
in HR now.
I think you might be even a little bit louder than me, but that's okay. I don't mind.
Oh. Interessante.
The main reason you say no to shift gear...
Jiggle is actually in HR? That's wild.
Nice. Alright, Froth, you popped in right when we were discussing the gear moves and whether they were viable for the spinning challenge. We've determined...
Challenge.
The spinning challenge.
What's that?
The one that we rolled like 2 months ago to replace the Meowth challenge once that one finishes.
Oh,
I don't think I was here for that one.
Yeah, you might not have been. Oof. Sorry about Bob Ross there. But, yeah, Gear Grind and Gear Up are semi-signature moves of the Clink line, which aren't in Generation 9, so we probably would never be able to use them in this sort of challenge. But for I almost said posterity's sake, for posterity, there we go. For posterity's sake, I'm going to mark them as approved if they were to be used in a spinning challenge in some other games. What me and Kitsune were just discussing was Shift Gear, which is a status move that raises speed and attack, and is about spinning your gears to increase your efficiency. The user rotates its gears, raising its speed and attack.
I mean, let me ask you this. Would you say that a gyroscope spins?
I would say yes, considering Gyro Ball is a gyroscope attack, so...
Well, no, I'm asking a gyroscope.
I would count it.
Like a real gyroscope.
I would count it.
Okay. If you consider the internal moving parts as a spinning or rotating thing, then yeah.
My logic here is if Gear Grind works because it's about spinning gears that are used to attack, then there's no reason why Gear Up and Shift Gear shouldn't either, because they're both about spinning gears in order to increase your stats.
I'm just setting like a verbal precedent as to what we're referring to.
Yeah.
So that we can use the same logic for everything going forward.
That's the exact reason. In my opinion, if one gear move works on the premise of it being spinning gears, then it kind of makes all the gear moves work, right? And while Kitsune, I would agree with you that it is adjusting to allow for faster spinning in the literal sense, in Japanese, the move is gear change, which is kind of more spinny than shift gear, but there's also the fact that aside from its name, it's all about rotation to increase stat total. Plus, it's like a semi-signature move of Cyclizar, and like getting able to properly use Cyclizar and Revavroom would be kind of cool for this challenge. So, well, I guess we can put attack in shift gear for now, and just kind of say maybe, and we'll go through some other options. Alright, let's do the... Yeah, Giacomo's going to get folded. 100%. Yeah. Let's cover the moves that all have spin. Or, where are they? I'm gonna say Horn Drill is allowed, because it's another drill move. As we've determined, drill moves are okay. Let's go to... Where is it? Where is it? Let's grab things like Oh my god, I can't read. I'm incapable of reading. What am I doing? Who am I doing? Why am I doing? We'll grab Fire Spin while we're here, but we'll discuss Fire Spin later. Ice Spinner, Mortal Spin, Rapid Spin. I don't care about that right now. I do care about that. I don't care about that. Okay. We're gonna put that over there. And I realize I never actually included Spin Out. So we're going to quickly add Spin Out. Okay, so it should be here. Okay. Alright, that should all be fixified. There is a move called Mortal Spin. So right up here. Mortal Spin inflicts damage and removes binding effects and leech seed from the user, as well as entry hazards. And it also instantly poisons the foe. So it's rapid spin, but it poisons everything around it. The user performs a spin attack that can also eliminate the effects of blah blah blah. This also poisons opposing Pokemon. It's Glamora's move. That's the thing, it's Glamora's move. And I believe... no, it hasn't been used. Has it been used in the anime? I could have sworn it has been. I guess it hasn't. I must be a liar. I would have thought that Gita would have used Mortal Spin in her Horizons episode. But I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm always wrong. But yeah, this is literally just Rapid Spin, except you are poisoning everything around you. And for the sake of sakes, here is Rapid Spin. Inflicts damage, removes the effects of stuff, and increases speed. It's a high-speed spinning attack. A bunch of shit can learn it. And as we see in the anime, it is all about spinning. Correct. You have a toxic with toxic debris. That line, Glamora and Glimmet, are very much all about hazard and hazard countering. But I don't think we really need to go into detail on how Rapid Spin and Mortal Spin are spinning moves. They're literally spinning in their name. Why do you hear Arceus shiny noises? It's T-Rex. You are a shiny. You just haven't noticed it yet, because you haven't met another T-Rex. You are a uniquely patterned T-Rex. There's only one appropriate item for Glomora. What item? Hick. We're just gonna do that. We're gonna get those spin moves done with. Nope. Let's go to that. Actually, I guess we don't really need to. You can totally do that. Air balloon, because otherwise people will just earthquake your ass. Yeah, that's true. So, I don't think we need to argue on Ice Spinner. I'm pretty sure Ice Spinner is going to be an easy out. Covers its feet in thin ice and twirls around, slamming into a target. Can destroy the ground below you. It would allow us to use Citadel, which could be fun. There's quite a few Pokemon in this list that would be really interesting to mess with for our stuffs. This has been used in the anime, and it definitely
Chat,
involves
would you like to
spinning.
hear a fun thing about Magus?
Yeah?
Well, I'm asking chat.
Of course chat wants to hear. Alright, let's knock that one out. We're just gonna get spin out right now. It's a yes. Spin is in the name, and steel roller is literally the same thing.
Right, perfect. I've gotten confirmation. Alright, the fun fact about Magus. And this is 100% totally a fact. Nobody can disprove it because it's 100% the truthy truth, and nothing can change that. Alright, did you know Magus actually has a doctorate from his old universe? But the problem with this is the fact that in our terms, because of how weird the people are over there and they use magic instead of science, it equates to a master's in our world.
Yeah. I mean, there's also the fact that whenever I have to tell people where I got my degree, I have to tell them I got my degree from Arby's, and they don't take it seriously.
Yes, it is a very interesting thing. Fun fact, though, because Arby's here and there are basically the same, because think about it. They're both utilizing methods to alter and reconfigure the structure of proteins, as well as other such molecules to create something better and more liked by those who, what's the word? Interact with it.
Except one in my universe was a university, so
Yes.
it raised people instead of food.
I believe the terminology that we would call it is a biotech field.
Definitely a biotech school, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Here it's biologically anomalous.
yeah, you want to know something that I realized today that I think is kind of interesting? Technically, if you went to higher education online and you got a degree through taking online courses, you bought a degree online.
So true, bestie.
You spent
That
money
means that part of
on
my
classes that you took online and got a degree from partaking in those classes. Which means you technically bought a degree online.
That means that part of my associates is actually an online degree. That
Yep, you got a degree online. I bumped my mic again. I need to stop doing that. Gotta readjust my setup to make sure I'm heard. Okay. Yeah, T-Rex. I know that Arby's in this world is a fast food joint, but where I come from, Arby's was a university. And ironically, all the Ivy League schools in your universe are food joints. So when I wanted a burger, I would have to go to Harvard's, which made excellent burgers. You might even say they were most excellent. Triumphant.
Yes.
Most non-heinous.
I almost said that Yale was the burger joint. You said that Yale was the taco place, right?
Mm-hmm. Yale made tacos. There's even a fast food pizza joint there. I'm pretty sure that was Cornell? I think it was Cornell.
Probably. Sounds like a Cornell thing. I thought they did corn dogs though.
They might have done both.
Like a carny show.
Maybe it was.
It's
been a while.
The thing about Cornell was that they were Carnels.
Mm-hmm. I think they were the
Wasn't that the
Carnell
whole thing?
Carnies. Like they had a little fun gimmick where there was like a carnival dude as their mascot. And like the mascot would give people the food, but also like steal the food. It was a weird time for food mascots. But let's see. We were trying to get the binding moves. We might as well grab those. Dottie's going to burn your box. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm not giving you a new box. Fruth, are you still there? You got a little quiet.
I'm still here, sorry.
Okay.
I'm looking at something else. What am I talking about?
Oh, no worries. You just kind of stopped. I wanted to make sure there was no like connection problem.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just well, there is a connection problem in my head, but that's a different problem. Don't you fucking me.
All
Magus,
right.
I think I've got a problem.
You let the Pokemon named Dottie die? Oh no, she's gonna come for you. She's gonna take your spleen and she's gonna rip it out.
Larger numbers.
Or she's just gonna spontaneously appear in your box. She's not gonna die. Even if you delete her, she'll come back. I'm sorry, but everything you name after a Dottie becomes a Dottie. It's like a weeping angel thing. An image of an angel becomes an angel. I'm sorry, what am I reading here? In Pokemon Stadium, if the target Pokemon switches out before the duration ends, Fire Spin is ended and the user's turn is skipped. Even if Fire Spin misses, it will negate the recharge turn normally required for Hyper Beam. Additionally, if the user of Fire Spin attacks before the user of Hyper Beam during a recharge turn, and the user of Fire Spin misses, the user of Hyper Beam will automatically use Hyper Beam during that turn. If at such a time Hyper Beam is 0 PP, Hyper Beam will still be used. And afterward, this current PP will roll over to 63, and full PP ups will be applied to it. That is hilarious. Having so many problems is amazing. This sounds like the glitchiest move that could glitch. Huh. This is interesting. If we look at Gen 9, it increases the residual damage. And Gen 8 also increases the turns it lasts. So combining Grip Claw and Binding Bands in different situations might actually be our way to survive here with damage over time. User traps the target inside a fierce vortex of fire, then inflicts damage for 4 to 5 turns. Your CP is all you really need for your job to where you haven't had any issues. That's good. Great, it's time for an Emote fight. She hasn't realized I don't care about her attempts at fighting me. Yep, that's fair. You instantly healed the Pokemon you named Dottie. You might be safe? Yes. You might be okay. She might not take your spine, but we'll have to see what happens. She can be very vindictive. But, let's see. Fire Spin has probably the most obvious image for spinning. We just have to find it. Oh, it's Origins that has the right one. Like, Fire Spin there. There's also this Charcadet image that I think has a really good setup there. Her Lycanroc has never won a fight with you. Well, yeah. Lycanroc is so easy to punch. There's also Sand Tomb, which is another Binding Band sort of situation. Really? You can only breed it onto a Pineco? That's weird. Alright. So we have a few images here. I think the big one is the Gabite, the second one. About it, you know, creating a sand tornado, not just like a sinkhole. And the game's animation has always been a sort of sand tornado sort of thing. Which you can see very vaguely here. So let's grab that image. Unless there's one from... Oh, that's another great one. Look at that. Literally a sandstorm wrapped around a person. And then there's Whirlpool, which is literally the same thing but for water, and I think it could work. Wait, I'm sorry, Zigzagoon can learn Whirlpool in Generation 8? That's funny. That's hilarious. Huh. There's Whirlpool, and it looks cool as shit, but it's awful. And fucking Dawn's Piplup always had, like, the coolest animations for Whirlpool. Except Whirlpool has never been a good move. We got anything in other animations? No, just that. Oh, that's cute. And then that. That's kind of neat. In Adventures, it's still spinning vortex. Right now, Kitsune, we're discussing the spinning moves. The binding moves, rather. Fire Spin, Sand Tomb, and Whirlpool. Clamp doesn't count because it's a physical binding move, holding the opponent in place. While Fire Spin, Whirlpool, and Sand Tomb are about attacking with vortexes of fire, sand, and water. There's no Rock Tomb on there. Sand Tomb is one of the moves we're talking about. Magus, tell Dottie that she's gonna get 2 million bottles of alcohol if she doesn't take my spine. I will tell her. Hawk beat Lycanroc with Dig Tactics. Nice. Lizalfos beats Sliggoo. Bitchin'. Nothing wrong with Fire Spin and Whirlpool. Then Sand Tomb should just be the same. It's literally the same move, just with sand. I mean, look at these animations. The animations for the moves in the game are literally the same. Look at the Shuppet there, and look at the Smeargle there. Slightly adjust it. Elements swirl around. Elements swirl around. Sand Tomb, Whirlpool. It's all basically the same thing. Elemental, ranged, damage, spinning attacks. Bob Ross went down, but got the poison first, so you're fine. Nice! Okay, now... that covers all of those. Let's just kind of start grabbing the odd ones out. Air slash, aqua ring. The tail moves. The tail moves are going to be an interesting discussion, I think. That. 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 Darkest Lariat. And we'll do Fillet Away and Fillet Wheel. We'll cover the first half of the list of things that we're missing roughly. That one. Okay. Skeledirge went down to a Blissey Pound attack. Nice. How were you able to land a pound? Did you Odor Sleuth at some point? Because Skeledirge... Oh, right. It turns into a fire type, so its ghost type doesn't matter defensively. So the reason why I selected Air Slash is one of its anime scenes, which I'm fairly certain we'll be able to see down here. Once we can load through it. There it is. You see on Pheasant? It's attacking with buzzsaws. That is almost entirely the reason why I put it on the list. But there's also the fact that there's nothing really in the game that has ever really done anything with it. I mean, there's kind of Spinning Wind, but Air Slash nowadays is mostly like an air, like, energy blade. So I'm kind of iffy on it. I'm like 49%. Yeah, pre-Gen 6 anime definitely used stuff that would count. It's just nowadays I don't think it does, so I'm leaning towards no. But I wanted to get your guys' take on whether we should allow it or not. If I don't get anyone saying yes, I'm gonna mark it as no. And we'll delete it from the list. With that, we'll move to Aqua Ring. Now, Aqua Ring is in a similar situation where it's because the way the move is executed. Like, take a look at Swanna, Melodic, Luminion. It's using a ring of water to heal itself. Alright, we'll make that a no. So we're just going to delete the row. You have a Persian outbreak? Nice. But I'm kind of leaning towards yes on Aqua Ring. There's technically no, like, rotation in the name, but ring is a circle. And also, I don't think many Pokemon are going to be able to use it. Like, it's not super common. And not on a lot of Pokemon. But I figure we've got Whirlpool anyway, so, like, we could have a nice water Pokemon. I'm tempted to, like, send over a Squirtle or something, because Squirtle gets Rapid Spin as well. But,
you want to know what else Squirtle gets?
What's up?
You know what else Squirtle gets?
My love and affection?
I was gonna say he gets tail, but I guess that works too.
It's true, guys. Squirtle fucks.
Squirtle does. He gets all the ladies wet. You know what I'm
Squirtle
saying?
fucks, dude.
He's got not one but 2 hydro cannons.
And you know what? My Squirtle spent so many times in the daycare with Ditto, so we know it's Squirtle down bad.
Girls be calling his name in bed, if you know what I'm saying.
Why else do you think Ash's Squirtle never evolved? He already realized he was the peak life form. Like, Bulbasaur tried to evolve and then said, no, I've got to stay pure like Squirtle. I can't evolve just because of peer pressure.
Hey, pretty mama, let me whisper in your ear. I got a cool name that you might want to hear. Starts with an S and it ends with an E. And you're gonna be screaming it in bed with me. Squirtle.
I love it. I love it so much. All right, I approve of Aqua Ring. Okay. So now we're going to be talking about an interesting situation, in my opinion. So what we're dealing with now are a series of tail attacks. Aqua Tail, Breaking Swipe, Brutal Swing, looking at my notes, I don't think I have any more tail attacks in it, but that's beside the fact. We have moments in where the game animation is like elemental tail swipe. The Pokemon model spins and hits it with the opponent with a tail. Not all of them are amazing, but again, Aqua Tail Squirtle. We could have a Squirtle with a full move set, and it'll be really cool. But let me get to the part where we see it be used in the anime. And here's the other thing. Some versions of Aqua Tail are shown to swirl water around the tail. Even some random-ass Squirtle pulls that off. Tierno. Oh, that's interesting. Squirtle blasts a powerful jet of water from the tip of its tail at the opponent. So it's not even a melee attack when Squirtle uses it. That's boring. But like, look at the descriptions here. Feraligatr sticks out its tail and a small water stream spirals around its tail. War Turtle's tail glows light blue and it spins around. When it does, a spiral of water spirals around it. It flips around and hits the opponent. Totodile jumps the opponent and smacks it in the face with a swirling stream of water from the tail. Right there. And that one too. It's all about stabbing. Breaking Swipe and Brutal Swing, you're leaning towards no, but Aqua Tail, I'm leaning towards yes. I'm thinking with the tail moves, it's gonna have to be looking at the descriptions of the moves and seeing how often they're used with a spin. So let's grab Breaking Swipe and Brutal Swing, and I don't think there's any others in my list. No. Okay. So, Breaking Swipe. This is actually a good example of what I was talking about. You can't really see it well because of the picture distance, but... maybe I can do like that. Does it still fit? Oh, it still fits. Perfect. Never mind. We'll do... Does it not scroll up anymore? I might have cut too much off the top there. Give me a moment. Never mind. Not important. Nope. I think that one was just 600. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a better way to see it. You guys can see here how the tail is kind of swiping and spinning around. The problem is, contrary to what we saw with a move like Aqua Tail, the user swings its tough tail wildly and attacks the opponent. Duraludon's tail glows purple, and it hits the opponent with it. Tail glows purple. It hits the opponent with it. I'm not seeing any spinning. There might be situational spinning, but it's not like Aqua Tail where there's constantly mention of spinning around, swirling water, all this other junk. It just seems like it's gotta work that way, you know? Let's see. Hi, Keg. How you doing? And then look at that. There's even the Mega Gyarados in Pokemon Evolutions attacking with a swinging tail with streams of water. But on the other side, there's Brutal Swing. Which, just like... It doesn't have a Gen 9 sprite? Oh, that's weird. But like, right there, you can see the spinning. There's some visual indication of spinning. And then when we get to the fun ones, Galarian, Farfetch'd, Girder, and Hatchrim, the user swings its body or its target around violently to inflict damage on everything in its vicinity. Crabrawler grabs the opponent, which is kind of lame. Farfetch'd spins and strikes everything with its leek. Sirfetch'd swings the leek around a strike, or it spins around rapidly. Hatchrim spins around rapidly, hits the opponent with her ponytails. Tinkatink spins, strikes the opponent with her hammer. I'm kind of leaning towards a yes on Brutal Swing. There's enough indication in the moves that we see here that it should be, you know, a spin move. What's this? Nah. I think through things like this alone, it's totally viable in a spinning challenge. But it's for the same reason that we can't do... Wow, I'm blanking on its name. I'm bad at this. Breaking Swipe. We can't do Breaking Swipe because there's not enough spinning mentioned. If you are all okay with that, we can make we'll treat Breaking Swipe as a no, and Brutal Swing and Aqua Tail as yes. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. And now we start going through the weird ones. Alright. This is another one where it doesn't really matter because it's not in the game. But, Cubone throws the bone it's holding. The bone hits the opponent once, then returns to Cubone. Sometimes the bone glows white while the attack is being used. And if we look at all of these moves, that is a thrown, spinning bone. But does it count as a spin move? That's what I've got to ask you guys, because I can see it. What flying move do you have on Crest Hall right now? Just Aerial Ace? Yeah, there's not a lot of good mid-power flying moves. You might be able to grab a Brave Bird TM, although I think it also can learn something for that. I think it gets it naturally after a certain level. You could try to find Fly, but that's also a 2-turn attack, and it would be better to just do Wing Attack twice, but... Now, unfortunately, I don't think Bone Meringue is in the game, because I don't think there's anything that can learn it in Gen 9, which is sad. But for posterity, we will mark it down. It is, in fact, viable. Brave Bird level 49. Yeah, that'll be rough. Alright, so now we're looking at Coil. The user coils up and concentrates. This raises its attack, defense, and accuracy. I don't think it's been used in the game. Or, not in the game. In the anime, but... my main thing is... let's see if we can see the live animation here from Servine. See that spinning energy? I mean, it's one of those moves where, like, the effect is all about spinning, but I don't know if it should count because of that. It's an odd move. And honestly, I don't think there's many creatures that can learn it that would be associated with our challenge, aside from maybe Melodic. But that's also just odd. An attack-based Melodic. That's kind of fun. What do you guys think? Coil? It's not really a spin move, but you could argue there's spinning associated with it. That is a good point, Kitsune. If Coil counts, then Wrap would also count, and I don't think that's true. Yeah, we're gonna not use Coil. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. So, next one is an obvious one, but Collision Course. It has not been used in the game, or rather in the anime, because I don't think Koraidon's appeared. But we have right here a spinning wheel that crashes into the opponent. The user transforms and crashes to the ground, causing a massive prehistoric explosion. Sick. I guess you could even argue that Electro Drift should count, because it's also a wheel. But it really doesn't super matter, because, like, the only time these moves can be used is the final fight. I don't think it's super important to keep Collision Course on there. I'm probably going to delete it. It's not like a challenge really includes the Koraidon or Miraidon fight anyway. And they're both vehicles, in a sense. So it kind of makes sense for them to still be used regardless. But that said, I do think the spinning challenge should be inviolate for one simple reason. Miraidon actually has spinning wheels. Which means when we're driving around, we are spinning, and therefore movement is available in the challenge. But yeah, I think I'm just going to delete Collision Course. It's not super important for it. That's true. It would only get to a point where you can only use that one move in the final battle. And even then, it's going to force me to use Terra Blast to end it. So no matter what you do, the game will eventually cutscene you into using Terra Blast and Terastallizing, so even in a challenge with no Terastallization, it's just gonna do it. And besides, I don't think we can even legally use Terastallization. There's nothing spinning related about it. Let's move on to Corkscrew Crash. There's a few Z moves. I'm not so worried about them. Savage Spin Out is one that I didn't include. But this is another, like, posterity's sake sort of thing. We're going to look at two different Z moves. The first one is Corkscrew Crash. And as y'all can see, Corkscrew Crash is definitely a spin move. That aside, we have the user spins very fast and rams into the target with the full force of its Z power. And there is, of course, Gyro Ball, which means we can Gyro Ball into Corkscrew Crash. It's totally viable if we were doing something like this in an Alola game, which I would need to get the emulator working for it, so it's not super important. I didn't know that Ash ever used the Steelium Z. Neat. Alright, let's go right back to Alola for another spin. Contrary to the wrestling maneuver, the Darkest Lariat in the games and the anime is a spin attack. When lariats are, like, supposed to be some sort of clothesline. I'm not much of a wrestling dude, but a spin attack is a spin attack. This is going full Tasmanian Devil on shit, so both of Incineroar's hands become covered in yellow-orange fire. It starts spinning rapidly while holding out its hand, spinning into the opponent. Both of Grimmsnarl's hands become covered in dark energy. He then starts spinning rapidly while holding out his hand, spinning into the opponent. Those are totally spin moves. No, Kitsune, he didn't actually use it with Melmetal. I don't think Melmetal ever used a Z move. Apparently Pikachu is the one who used Corkscrew Crash based off of Iron Tail. So, Darkest Lariat is a yes to me. And I would argue that Corkscrew Crash is also a yes. Now we are on to kind of an odd one. But when I looked at Fillet Away, I just kind of thought it made sense. T-Rex, then go consume. Consume of the flesh of beast or plant. I mean, Veluza is the only thing that can learn Fillet Away, and I kind of despise Veluza. But this is another sort of posterity sort of thing. I am looking at it, and it doesn't learn any spin moves anyway. So, like, is it even viable? Also, this is just weird. It's literally sashimiing itself. Creepy ass thing. It's like Mortal Spin and is a single Pokemon signature move, correct. However, Mortal Spin is learned by Glamora that actually learns spin moves. So I think it's more viable than even touching Veluza. Mostly I just put it up here because of things, the fact... because the animation's all about spinning, but... even if it might count as like a technicality, I don't think it's going to ever get any practical use unless something else learned Fillet Away.
Yeah, probably not.
And now we get to move on to Flame Wheel, which I don't think needs any questioning. It's Flame Wheel.
Yeah, it's a wheel of fire, meaning it's not allowed because there's no spinning. It's just a wheel.
The user attacks...
Okay, fine. Maybe you can spin the wheel. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, look at the anime. That is a wheel. Not on Typhlosion, but Infernape, Quilava, Centiscorch. Quilava spins around in the air and its body becomes engulfed.
Yeah, but Chimchar is also... how do I explain this? Chimchar is also me-coded. He is very different in the brain.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at this, Chimchar's body becomes surrounded by flames and it somersaults in the air, spinning at the opponent and hitting it. Or it releases flames out of its mouth while at the same time starts doing a somersault and rolls into the opponent. So, like, all of it is rolling. It's rolling and spinning. Easy yes for Flame Wheel, I would agree. Chimchar of course had main character energy. Depressed little bastard. Alright, what are we going for? We need Gyro
To
Ball.
let the people know about our amazing deals. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Adequate.
The price is now. Right now, I'm just going to say Hyperdrill counts.
Adequate.
Hyperdrill is Dunsparce's move, and it's another drill move. We've already determined all of the drill moves are viable. Ice ball. We covered ice spinner. What am I still looking for? Leaf tornado? Leaf tornado. We covered mortal spin, rapid spin. All right, we're in the R's now. Rolling kick, rollout. For the record, I do think Sandsear Storm would count, but it's another legendary signature move. But imagine using Flame Wheel, but then having to stop because you set your toes on fire and fire hurts. Well, yeah! Of course fire hurts.
It hurts you?
I mean, not me. Ah, there it is. I found some interesting things out when I was researching for this. And submission is one of those interesting things. Let's grab those two. And that one. And then it's just zing zap. Okay. So first off, Gyro Ball. Do I even need to say anything? Doop-boop-boop-boo. Look at that. That is a rolling ball attack in almost every situation. And if it's a humanoid creature, it's a spin attack. Bronzong spins around quickly. Licky Licky spins. Coughing spins. Bronzor spins. Glalie spins. Metagross spins. I think it's pretty damn clear that aside from, like, Brock's Steelix, everything spins. Don't nom the fire on Charmander's tail. You don't want to kill a Charmander. Although I do find it funny that Charmander is the only fire type with a tail fire that dies. Because Chimchar also has one, but he can turn it off. You're in attrition battle. Matronia versus Terraflorges. Good luck. Yeah, I think Gyro Ball is another clear yes. I see no reason why we shouldn't use Gyro Ball. Alright. This is my logic for Hydro Vortex. The user creates a whirling current using its Z power to swallow the target with full force. And of course the name Vortex. Spinning waters. Creates a vortex of water to attack the opponent. It's all about violence. Powerful vortex, stabby stab. You're a toxic bitch, and you gave it leftovers soft-boiled and double-edge. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What's this
Hi.
about leftover eggs?
Leftovers is an item that gives you like 1/16 health healing every turn.
I remember that.
So basically, Kitsune is saying that they are chipping away at the opponent with a weak move and just healing anytime it
Luna.
gets in the way.
Gotcha.
I wish Seismic Toss was still in the game. I want to see a Blissey using Seismic Toss and just chucking everyone all over the continent. How are you doing, Luna?
Hopefully you are doing well.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Hydro Vortex is a yes. Same reason as Whirlpool, basically. And again, we have Whirlpool and Aqua Tail as moves. Therefore, if we were ever in a situation where we could use Z moves, there's, a through line. There's a water move that we can use it as the base of. Now we are going into Ice Ball. Oh my god, you gave your Blissey Drain Punch? That's amazing. I love it. I love Blissey with Drain Punch. It's perfect.
Not what I gave my Blissey.
What did you
I
do
let
to
my
it?
Blissey learn their moves naturally, and then I just kind of forgot that I had it and left it in the PC box.
Oof. Technically...
My Blitzel, on the other hand, was a great Pokemon.
Technically, Ice Ball isn't in the game, so it's not, super viable or super important, but again, it's just Ice-type rollout. It's all about continuously rolling into the foe. That said, in the anime, we got a really odd situation where during its introduction, it's hurling a chunk of ice, but I think that was before it was treated as a contact move. Double-edged soft-boiled Drain Punch Heal Pulse. That's insane. Why is your rabbit an ass? That's really sad, T-Rex. And I'm glad you're doing good, Luna. I'm doing okay. Alolan Sandslash jumps into the air and rolls up into a ball as its body glows like blue. It then rolls into the opponent. Nissa, hello!
Hi, Nissa.
It's
How's
secretly
it
a duck.
going? Oh, and then I'm doing okay, Luna. Magus is doing alright.
Yeah. Let's see, I think, yep, that one's just chucking it. These might be... Yeah, that's... Yeah, these are all chucking ice. I don't like that. I don't...
What move?
We're looking at Ice Ball. The animation of Ice Ball changes depending on the game it appears in. In the core series games and several spin-offs, it resembles a throwable ice ball. In Battle Revolution, it resembles a rolling ball covered in ice. Alright, I think we have to check one important factor. Does it treat it as a contact move? It should. Good, it makes contact. Therefore, it's not a projectile. If it was a projectile, then it wouldn't count. But here it is a contact move. Yes, Kitsune, I would switch Toxic in if you can. I don't know if Blissey still learns Toxic. It might be one of the few that kept it. Yes, Nissa, we are preparing the Spinning Moves Only challenge. I can give you a brief overview of what we've determined. Most moves that include words like drill or spin or wheel are viable. Some odd ones are Aqua Ring, because it involves using a spinning ring of water to heal. Aqua Tail, because it's a spin attack and it's a stream of water wrapping around the tail. Bone Meringue, because you are throwing a spinning bone. Brutal Swing, because you are spinning wildly around to attack. Basically, if spinning is involved, we're counting it. Which leads to some interesting questions and why there's a move that I've completely ignored. But we will get to that move as the last one that we cover. So I'm gonna say tentatively yes on Ice Ball, but it also doesn't matter because it's not in the game. Okay. Now is Leaf Tornado. So here's my logic for Leaf Tornado. It is a spinning vortex of leaves. I think Toxic might actually be a Kitakami TM. So you might have to go to Kitakami and talk to the TM maker there. Again, Leaf Tornado is not in the game, so it may not be technically considered viable. But look at this image and tell me that doesn't count. That is just a green-colored whirlpool animation. It is the exact same animation from Piplup's Whirlpool. Just one generation later. Here is a rolling kick, the next move in our list. It's another move that doesn't exist in the game, but for posterity's sake, the user lashes out with a quick spinning kick. That's my logic. And here, the user cuts a quick spin and lashes out with a sharp kick. The user cuts a quick spin and lashes out with a sharp kick. It's all about spinning. Spin to win. Alright, T-Rex is devouring you, Froth, because you look like a cheese puff. I'm sorry, Kitsune. Good night, Civ. It is indeed Ballerina Core. Thank you, Rain. Yeah, rolling kick is not available in the game. Gonna tentatively call it a yes anyway. Where? Apparently, I am stupid. Okay. Rollout. It's another continuous damage rolling move. And as we get to the anime, it's an old ass move, so it's everywhere. Oh, it's a parquet parquet.
T-Rex.
Rollout.
I knew this was coming. where you would try to eat me because I look like a cheese puff. What you didn't realize, of course, is the fact that my hair and my flesh has been covered head to toe in a very interesting mix of nitroglycerin and rat poison.
Gasp.
I only surmise that you have 8 hours to live.
Kinky.
At best. Make your peace with whatever god you serve.
And as we get to E.
As we get to E.
E.
EA Sports. It's in the
It's in
game.
the game.
An ancient relic of a long forgotten time, Magus.
Indeed. But yeah, I think if we can count Gyro Ball, we have to count Rollout. They're doing the exact same
It's
thing.
pronounced Euroball.
Right, I'm sorry. It's Euroball.
Yeah. God. Could you be
God,
any more insensitive?
I'm so bad.
My gosh. Yes, you are.
So we'll mark that one as a yes. I might have to scroll a little. Yeah, I think I have to scroll a little bit for you to see the last ones. Okay. You also nearly
You're more
joined
than
call
welcome
to
to
chat.
join any call I'm in, Kitsune.
Magus.
In fact, I'm probably going to be chilling in the...
Huh.
Oh, you probably were...
I don't
Oh,
know.
I know what it was. It was probably my my motor ticks that were passing through you, probably.
Maybe.
If so, it would explain, because you're not used to them, so your body wouldn't be able to react.
Alright, we are on to submission. Now, you might not think it counts, but if you look at that, that is a wheel. And you can't see it because the scroll bar is stupid, but you want to know the Japanese word for submission? Jigoku Goruma, which translates to hell wheel. It's another move that doesn't work, but the user grabs the target and recklessly dives for the ground. Damages the user a little. If we go to the anime, the user attacks the target while spinning like a wheel. Wait, Ash's Charizard used submission? I thought its big thing was seismic toss. Oh, it used both in that moment. Oh, that's really lame. The last time it used attacks, it knew Flamethrower, Wing Attack, Slash, and Dragon Tail. All basic-ass moves. What happened to cool shit like Dragon Rage and Seismic Toss? It's literally its signature move. Alright. That's annoying me. So, next is Triple Axle. Whoops, you leaned on the keyboard. Go kill the snowboarder, Kitsune. Froth, I don't want to be shipped anywhere or burned. Just want to be in the box. T-Rex, you shouldn't be in the box if Froth's gonna do something to you. He'll do something to the box. And remember, I'm not giving you another box. Nissa, I don't particularly want to drink your paint water. You could sell it on eBay, though. Gamer girl paint water. Kitsune, did you find the rarest thing in Pokemon? A stable job? Did you find a shiny Trevor? Wait, seriously? Are you sure it's the shiny Miraidon, or is it just Miraidon covered in snow? Kitsune, you'd better take a picture of that and make sure it's accurate. Screenshot the fuck out of that, because that's pretty damn rare. Okay. I'll look in the Discord. Guess who's totally not pulling up his own Switch? We did just recently defeat Grusha, so should be able to walk over and see the snow slope and do a comparison. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Glitch out, glitch out, glitch out and pout. Okay. Did you know you can do the snow slope run multiple times? I've never bothered to do it again because I don't know what reward you get. I guess we'll find out. Live on E.
Live on E.
Saturday night E. Ah, we just barely passed. 41.43. We got a never melt ice. That's lame. Alright, well, Kitsune, I'm pretty certain you actually got it. That's rare as fuck. You sure it's snow-covered, Nissa? It's kind of hard to tell. T-Rex threw up the poison froth. I'm sorry.
Well then, sucks a be you.
Sucks, yes.
Yes.
Alright. Articuno kicks the opponent 3 times in a row, spinning around between each kick. With each consecutive kick, the power of the move increases. Mr. Rhymes spins around and kicks the opponent 3 times in a row. With each consecutive kick, the power of the move increases. And we can say the exact same thing for triple kick because it is the exact same move. Like, this Hitmontop is spinning like a mother. There it is. Spins on its head and kicks the opponent 3 times with its legs and tail or just his feet. It's totally viable. Triple kick and triple axle are both totally appropriate moves. So all that's left is Twister, Zing Zap, and the last final special move. Alright, let's talk Twister. So as you can see, it's just kind of like a whipping wind. Whips up a vicious Twister to attack. Whips up a Tornado to attack. The user whips up a vicious Tornado to tear at the opposing foe. And as we get into the anime, oh look, a Twister. Spinning air. Kingdra points its head up and spins around, making itself into a Twister. Or it creates a water tornado and it traps the opponent in it. Or it creates a Twister. Dragonite creates a tornado by flapping its wings or by spinning its body. Twisters, tornadoes, those are all spinning ass air things. I think Twister should be viable. Will many Pokemon learn it? I don't fucking know. We're not aluminum siding people. Oh, that is a reference. Is a reference. Is a reference. And if you didn't catch that, then you might not understand... Well, you know, the whole being dead thing. But, yeah. Oh, T-Rex, you didn't know? Froth is immune to nitroglycerin and rat poison after a fun little lab accident.
I actually ooze it.
Mm-hmm. He produces it now. It's just like his ability to manifest a gun out of nowhere. His neutral special really is a gun.
You know, back in the old days, I was able to pull out a lot of guns. Nowadays, I'm only really able to pull out like one gun.
Yeah, it's gotta fit in your pants.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's already a gun that fits in my pants. Well, I mean, actually, there's two, but, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's the one that I showed you, which unfolds, and then there's the one that, what's it called?
Yeah, he showed me his
That,
unfolding
that
gun.
extends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that extends and the one that unfolds.
Yeah. Kitsune says you're apparently like Mina from My Hero Academia, who, unlike popular belief, is not actually naturally pink-skinned. So your skin is apparently changed by your nitroglycerin rat poison secretions.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's why you're pale. Are you sure you're not leaking bleach, white boy? Apparently someone at work the other day dropped a bleach bottle and it just exploded all over them. Felt bad for them. Literally everything they were wearing got covered in bleach.
They got whitewashed for real, for real.
Yeah. And what's even funnier, the girl got covered as this short little Irish blonde girl.
Oh no!
She was even more bleached.
He got even whiter washed.
Yep. You know who else exploded?
By
Was
the way,
it you,
Max,
Keg?
for no reason in particular, and you don't gotta worry about the why. Where do you live again, so I could see these Irish blonde women or not? I mean, I don't know.
I'll let you swing by so you can meet the Irish blonde lady.
I mean, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Your PNG is blinking in such a way that's super brilliant for that. The eyes keep going up into the corner like you're not trying to look at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I love it. That's brilliant. Mina looks pink 99% of the time because of all the acid stored in her body. That's right. Come to think of it, I think I saw a panel where, like, her skin was discoloring because she sent out so goddamn much of it. Either way, Mina's cute, so she can do whatever she wants. I don't care. She could rob a bank and I wouldn't care. Yes, Nissa. We're talking about women. They exist. They're not a lost mythical creature. I saw one once. I talked to her. And she didn't hate me. I mean, there's also one in my head right now that is trying to... what is she doing right now? Oh my god. The ducks are building a society. They're worshipping her as their god. Be afraid. Be very afraid. They'll get you. They'll find you. And they will tape you down. Because, of course, ducks are very well versed in the art of using tape. Why else would it be called duct tape? Alright, and this is the reason why Zing Zap is selected. Togedemaru spins around rapidly and his body becomes covered in yellow electricity, then slams into the opponent. Of course, the only Pokemon in the game that can use it is Pincurchin. And I don't think Pincurchin learns any other spin moves. But it's an option. It's essentially a signature move. Mm. But you know what? I don't think I want to even include it. Pincurchin can't seem to learn any other cool moves. So it's fired. Although I do want to tell you that its Japanese name is Biribiri Chiku Chiku, which are the onomatopoeia for like sparks and sharp things. So it's like direct translation is shocking and prickly, which is just a fun name. All right, so that removes that. And for that record, we're going to get rid of all of this. Delete. And that only leaves one move left to discuss, as well as a final verdict on shift gear. I want to talk about Confuse Ray. Now, Confuse Ray is called Eerie Light in Japanese, Ayashi Hikari. It's a sinister flash of light or a sinister ray that inflicts confusion.
I'll inflict your confusion.
It's used by a...
Bam, already did it.
Oh my god,
Now
I'm
you're
so
confused
confused.
already.
It's used by a bunch of random-ass Pokemon. Yes, Froth is wearing a kimono. Imagine being birthed. Totally not the population. Yes, you're very well versed in the art of tying people up. Yep, Nissa is very good at her job.
Yes, fun fact. The kimono that I have Lieto wearing is correctly worn anyway for someone who is not dead.
Mm-hmm. Because if it's on the other side, you are dead.
Yes, if it's the other side, it's an indicator that I am dead. Which, by the way, if you look at 3 of the characters that I've drawn who also wear kimonos, they have it on the other side. In every piece that I've drawn them, because I am very careful about this.
Are you going to kill them?
No, they're already dead.
That makes sense. Apparently
It's
there
just
was a
other people
beta
don't.
sprite for Erica from the Kanto region, where there was a Pokeball floating above her hand, and she was wearing her her kimono left side.
Oh, no.
So there's some theories that Erica used to be like Lavender Town's gym leader in some prior version of the game. Nissa, he was saying recruit. He just misspelled it. Alright, let's talk Confuse Ray. Haunter charges an orange ball of energy in its hand, shoots at the opponent. The opponent's eyes turns red, it gets confused. Or Haunter fires a ring of purple energy from its eyes. Just eye glows, rainbow hues, purple ray, purple ball, bright light. Just a bunch of spinning balls, essentially. Now, I bring it up for one really simple reason, but, like, these spinning ducks are iconic to Confuse Ray, so I feel like it kind of counts. But that's, like, more of a thematic dealio. I mean, sure, there's some points in the game where you can see the animation involves spinning. Like that right there. And I think it's this one that has some spinning. Yeah, a little bit of spinning. I don't know. It's down to another battle of attrition. You have no issue with Confused Ray. Okay. Who is Dottie and why does she want to recruit me? Well, since you asked. Froth, prepare the feather.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, do you have the feather prepared?
Which one?
I don't know. Just use the fancy rainbow-colored one that we've been using as like a paperweight. I don't think there's anything important about that. Definitely not associated with Ho-Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this was from the Golden God of Ra. Or is that on the other desk?
I don't know. I know there's a winged chicken of Ra somewhere. I thought that was in the mess hall, though. Didn't, like, Felix, the person who works in the cafeteria, make that?
Oh.
Or was that Felix with 2 X's?
I'm not sure. I believe that's...
As long as it wasn't Fred. Fred is a very difficult name to pronounce.
Fred's. It's... Is it raining outside? It's raining outside! Oh, it's so beautiful. Mags, I'm gonna cry.
Beautiful.
I'm legitimately crying shit. Fuck.
Oh, nice job, Kitsune. Your Blissy's doing really well. Alright, prepare the feather.
I'm gonna need a minute. I'm actually crying. I love the rain. It's so beautiful.
Aww.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a bitch. I just love the rain.
No, it's adorable.
Shut the fuck up.
Guys, everyone call Froth adorable.
I will ban everyone who says I'm adorable.
And I'll unban you.
Oh, no, you won't. I'll ban you and then I'll ban myself.
I won't let that happen. I'll take away your banning privileges.
I'll ban myself before you can do that, you son of a bitch. I do need a second.
Keg says you are fantastic and adorable, amazing, awesome-tastic.
Ban.
There is also one of the best words in the world, Super Mega Foxy Awesome Hot. Which is another reference, and if you know the reference, you get 1 Magus coin. Rain, A Natural and Cultural History by Cynthia Barnett. A book for you to read, Sir Frotherford.
Yeah, by the way, don't look up the words he said separated unless you've got safe search on.
Why?
Porn.
It seems like a weird,
They don't
innocuous
relate
thing
it
to be
to Harry
associated with
Potter
porn.
as much as they do to porn, apparently. Or at least the fandom of it.
Wait, what word? I must be hearing something different.
The one that you said, the Super Mega Foxy Awesome Hot.
Oh.
I put that in, separated out, and it gave me porn.
Yeah, no. You want it to be 1 word.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of what I figured after seeing it in the forum.
Don't worry, Nissa, I shared with him the name of the book.
There's a book?
Rain, A Natural and Cultural History by Cynthia Barnett.
Oh. Why is there a book about rain? I'm not complaining, but
Nissa just mentioned it and said that you would like it.
I probably would.
Prepare the feather! Or I will prepare the feather myself.
I've already got the feather prepared.
Alright. Initiate the feathering.
Who am I feathering?
Oh, me.
Why?
Because Nissa wondered who Dottie is, and I figure a
Oh.
personal introduction is the best way.
Gotcha. Hey, Mags, what's that?
Huh? Where?
Black pepper in your nose.
Ah! I'm back, bitches. What you don't know is I've been waiting for this moment. I have already trained my ducks to tape Magus to the ceiling.
Hey,
Also,
Dottie,
hi,
can you smell this? Can you smell this handkerchief? It smells like chloroform to me, but I'm not sure.
What? Chloroform? That's my favorite smell.
I know, that's why I'm asking. Could you smell this? Black pepper in your nose.
You. Ugh. Ugh. Why did you do that so quickly? You know, rapid switching gives me a headache.
Yes, I am aware. However, I have uncovered a plot from Dottie.
Ugh.
She said that there are going to be little gophers at dawn, and they are going to bind you with rope to a chair.
Rope to a chair with gophers? That doesn't sound like her.
That's exactly why she planned to do it. It's so out of the box you would never expect it.
That makes sense. I will prepare anti-gopher tactics.
Yes. Keep all of your defenses to the ground.
Got it. No water defenses. No aerial defenses. Only ground-based defenses.
Yeah.
And I will definitely not be spreading breadcrumbs anywhere.
Of course.
I'm always kinky, Nissa.
Don't say it like that, you fucking freak.
But yes, you have now met my other half. To make a very long story short, when I first came to this world, my body shattered. So I had to stick my soul onto something. And that something ended up being this dimension's version of me. So, her name was Dottie Agrippa. And I kind of, maybe, possibly drove her insane by exposing her to soul magic from Earth 2, but it's not my fault. Rather, from Earth 1. She's Earth 2.
And then, as we found out, I'm like the him of this universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the him of this universe, but I'm his equivalent of this universe.
It's why all three of us share one brain cell.
Yeah.
We refer to it as the Agrippa Labs brain cell.
Yeah. I'm the equivalent of Magus, and Dottie is actually this universe's Magus. But I'm just the, like, equivalent of the concept.
Yeah. Basically, what ended up happening is, after I was leeching onto her body for a while, I built a new body out of homunculus, or basically a homunculus built out of Earth 2 material so I wouldn't be constantly glitching out. Now I only kind of glitch out.
Yeah, but
And,
that's only because Dottie's influence
yeah.
on the Earth
But,
2 materials.
We ended up getting fused because she did the very stupid thing of jumping through a portal, which is, you know, the very thing that I did to get here, but I'm a hypocrite, so...
Why did she do that again?
I think she was trying to stabilize it. I don't know why she thought jumping in there would help, but I jumped in after
You
her.
think maybe she saw a booze bottle in World 2?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. All I
Don't
know
you have
is
those weird, fancy Calvin Klein bottles of wine?
somewhere she hides her memories of her booze so that I can't access it.
Well, no, I mean in World 2. Didn't you say at one point that you had, like, instead of, like, our bottles, which are an inside and outside, which make them three-dimensional, and two plain? Yours were, like, Klein bottles of our universe? And we're just one-sided?
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's also teacups that were only like half a teacup. Very awkward.
For when you only want to have half a cup of any drink, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Except it was like cut in half vertically.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah, if you didn't have like a suspension field or any other sorts of magic attached to your cups, they wouldn't really function.
Yeah.
Never claimed to make any sense, but when the
Yeah.
world has
Well, I
magic,
mean,
nothing does.
If you don't have the ability to make your own cup holders, are you even magicking?
Yeah, exactly. That's why cup holders are the true majesty of this world.
Truly.
But, Nissa, you want some of Dottie's alcohol? I would share some with you, if Dottie let me have some. Dottie's kind of
I
terrifying.
assure you, T-Rex, you didn't.
Huh?
T-Rex said they found Dottie's stash of alcohol on Earth 1 and 2.
If you think you found it, you didn't. She has like 7
really
decoy stashes that are all filled with explosives. Or potions that she
See,
stole from my lab.
I think Dottie and I are the only ones who actually know where her vault is.
Only because you kind of got in there accidentally.
Look, it wasn't my fault. I was in the box because I thought it had stuff in it that was shiny. Glass is shiny, so I wasn't wrong. I was just wrong about the shininesses content.
Yeah. Nissa, I will
Okay.
bargain with Dottie for some of her alcohol for you to bathe in on your birthday. And I don't mean literally bathe, unless you want to literally bathe in alcohol.
Turned
But
21 in 3 days? Hey! Conglomerations. I turned 25 in December.
congratulations.
I got a ways to go.
But yes.
I will drink a shot of whiskey and orange juice for you on your birthday, Nissa.
Yes. Yes. But yes, long story short, she is me and I am her. We are each other's
I'm gonna catch
personas.
'em all.
She is my stand, and I am her stand.
Yeah, basically what that means is that when Magus can't stand this shit no more, he becomes her.
Mm-hmm. Conglomeration.
And then she stands for him.
Yeah, she stands for me when I don't want to.
Oh, did I say conglomerations again? God
Yeah.
damn it.
I love it, though. Conglomerations is funny.
Every time I try to say man, I almost said it. Said it. When I tried to say congratulations, I have gotten to the point where I substitute it subconsciously.
Beautiful.
It's one of those few words that I have mixed up so much on purpose because I thought it was fun that it's now second nature.
Brilliant.
Oh, do you want to see my JoJo Stan, Nissa? Here, give me a second. JoJo.
All We have one last move to wrap up on. And I'm just thinking about us JoJo posing, that'd be great.
Here it is. This is my stand. It's called the Eternal Stare. You'll never guess why.
It's too powerful. I can't even look at it for long without feeling uneasy. And I literally study the void between dimensions. I'm literally made of eldritch goop now from the portal fusion. I don't even think there's any biological fluids in my body anymore. It's just goo. I am made of goo. You are made of goo. But you are also made of bones
We're
and
all
goo.
goo. Hey, I'm some goo. You're some goo. He's some goo. Because we're all goose. Yeah, I'm a goo.
Didn't you
a
know?
goo.
That's why
He's
I'm
a
called
goo.
My Goose. It's because
all
I'm made of
goose.
goo.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I said this was my stand, the Eternal Stare, but
Yeah.
okay, I'll back down. I'll back down. I'll go
Power
to
down.
something a bit more comfy. I'm sorry.
Why, it's a little goober.
It is a little goober, and guess what? This goober is on a Beethoven.
Yeah. And if you don't know
See?
what a Beethoven is, it's a select breed of Jeremy that Froth personally bred.
Yep, there's a whole loaf of wheat bread in here.
Mm-hmm. It's what happens when you feed a Jeremy a diet of, what was it? Red berries.
Sugar, berries, carrots.
Yeah. It's a very specific articulated diet. You approached the Fairy Star base, but forgot to heal after fighting the Snow Border. Oops. I mean, that's not a bad, thing. You don't have to worry too much about it. You don't even have to fight the dude. He won't make you fight him. You
Oh
have
no,
to
this
say
is
yes.
this is Lieto frowning.
But yes, I am in fact
There
a
we
goober.
go.
And hang on, allow me to crunch down a second. I'm just gonna take
Are
a
you gonna
moment
be
to do
Magus
this.
Goober or? Well, no, yeah, that's the only one.
Ha! Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Not as awkward a feeling as being bit crunched, but it works.
Hey, Magus,
Yes.
Magus, can you look at my hand for a second?
Yes.
Do you see anything wrong with my hand?
No.
Well, that's because there's a feather in it.
I'm being feathered.
You're being feathered. Am I supposed to wait, chat? Am I supposed to tickle the ears to make them sneeze? I forget. Hold up, I gotta. What was it again? Nah. Chat, am I supposed to be feathering the nose? I forget. I forget where the fuck your nose is.
I'm back. You thought you could hide me for long? No, you can't. I'm gonna tie Magus to... I don't know, something. He's gonna get totally fucking obliterated. I'll come back, but it'll be fun. I heard what you said, Froth. You didn't give away my evil plan. You get a cookie. It's laced with my favorite spice. Dynamite.
That's the best one!
Yep, it's a
It gives
cookie.
the cookie a kick.
It's a cookie made out of a powder charge.
T-Rex, I will do what I want.
The best
And you cannot
Pokemon
stop me.
move? Gigaton Hammer, obviously.
Dottie, what's your favorite Pokemon? As if I need to ask.
Tinkaton.
Mm-hmm.
You think I sound like Yzma? No, if I was
Wow.
being Yzma, I would be... What was Yzma? Crunk, pull the lever. Something along the lines of that.
No. Dottie would never choose Explosion. Because cool girls don't look at explosions, and she
Yeah.
likes to look at herself a lot.
Yeah, I'm hot.
Debatable. Anyway. What move were we on that we were supposed to be looking at? Or did we finish?
I think we're just
I
finishing
forgot to
off
ask Magus.
shift gear. I mean, that's what I'm looking at.
Well, we might as well get your opinions on these two, Dottie.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can kind of see how it doesn't really make sense. Especially because the things that learn shift gear don't really, like, have gears to spin. I think the only one that might be, like, given reason to use shift gear would be Revavroom, because it's a car. I can see some logic in Cyclizar, but I don't see any gears on its body. I don't know, I think it can work, but I don't know if it should
Only
work.
2 million T-Rex? Pathetic.
I mean, we already got some gear moves, and we did say Confusion. Confuse Ray is okay. I'm kind of leaning yes. I just think it might lead to more interesting play.
Let's leave it at a conditional that it needs to be something that relates to the Pokemon specifically. That,
I mean-
like, has some form of spinning thing that could be identified as a gear.
I don't think we're gonna
Or
really need to
gear.
worry about it for a while anyway. Considering Cyclizar gets it at 40, Revavroom gets it when it evolves, and Amped Toxtricity gets it at 52. So, like, when does Revavroom
Yeah.
evolve? Level 40. We don't have to worry about this shit until level 40.
Okay.
So we can leave it as a maybe.
Why do you owe Dottie 4 million bottles of booze, T-Rex?
Because he keeps causing problems.
Understandable.
Hmm.
So what's the verdict on this one, Dottie?
I think we have everything that we need for this one.
Perfect.
And you know what? I was gonna have us move on to the next... Well, Magus was gonna have you move on. Because we have other things that we
Potato
can worry
pal.
about. we have the spinning thing here, but we also have this new database.
Oh.
So far, there's, what's this? It's most of Generation 4. So, almost 4 generations of Pokemon already written down. And we can mark them as different things. Mostly everything I'm seeing on here is like animal shit right now. Whether it's an alien associated with space, or a bat, or a cat, or like a tentacle creature like us.
If you don't say Bulbasaur is a cat, you're not a
It's not a
person who speaks
cat.
the truth. Bulbasaur 100% is a cat. Lies in the sun. Has a face that just looks adorable. Does the little pitter patter, or at least you can see them doing the little pitter patter.
Bulbasaur is based on a frog.
No, but it's a cat. Look at its ears. It's the most cat-like thing about it.
That's
That
a
isn't
horned
exactly a
frog ear.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have Forg on there, now do you?
And why are we using it in our Forg challenge?
You don't have a Forg on the names of the types. Dots.
That's a frog.
That is a Forg, but if you look at its little ears, they're like little cat ears. Or at least how I draw cats. Or felines.
Alright, well, okay,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
dots.
it counts
I
for
got
the
a
cat
question real
challenge
quick.
then.
I got a question real quick. How's Theodore doing? I haven't seen him since he stopped and stared at a tree for 10 years.
I heard he's still staring at that tree.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking if he's okay.
I don't think he is. I think he found the secrets of nature magic and doesn't want to come back.
Oh my god, he became a true druid. Can Dottie stay for the rest of the on one condition.
Oop. Beat
So, yeah,
up
are you
the
gonna have
fairy
more,
bitch,
like,
stab him in the
titles for the-
knee, and then you can steal his bitch. Kidnap the fairy guy, stab him in the face. Then he can go die.
Oh, this baby fox is such a sweetie. They look so sad and scared.
It could go poorly, but who cares? It's gonna cause problems for everyone around you. And that's good in my book. Be the one who causes problems in other people's lives.
Baby, what happened to the leg?
But yes, we have been working on this in our spare time, filling it out with stuff. I don't think there's enough time tonight, because I think we're gonna go to bed soon.
Yeah.
But next planning stream, we can go over things like what counts as an alien, what counts as a... And then when we get to these particular kinds of challenges, we'll have something to look to. And we can fill this table with any other challenge category you can think of that's more like about the species in use. Whereas over here, we'll have spreadsheets for individual moves.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
way,
we won't
for
have to
those
do
who-
too much thinking for the biting challenge, because all the biting moves are related to Strong Jaw. And by the way, I'm totally gonna do the biting challenge. It's gonna be so much fun! I'm gonna bite the head off of everyone in Paldea. But...
I was listening to the
I'm getting sleepy. I need my stuffed piece of dynamite named Splody and a big bottle of booze to sleep with. That's true, but Super Fang is a Fang move, and Fang moves would count. Since Strongjaw only affects damage, Super Fang wouldn't be affected by Strongjaw. Huh. Huh. Apparently, biting moves became a mechanic. Specifically. Was Strongjaw introduced in Gen 6? It was. Yeah, Super Fang is not counted as a bite move. There's Aura and Pulse, Ball and Bomb, Biting, Dance, Explosive, Powder and Spore, Punching, Slicing, Sound, and Wind. I think Sound could be fun, and Ball and Bomb could also be fun. So maybe we'll do something with those. Gamer girl paint water in the Discord. I'll drink it. But I mean, I'll eat Master Balls, so like... Do I still have the duck that you trained to get booze? I think he's in my duck army somewhere. I'll summon him later to give me more booze. We're gonna train him to be a duck butler. And he'll be known as Chives. But yeah, I think we're gonna end stream now. I'm getting a little sleepy. And we finished one thing that we were working on, so I'd say it's a victory. Okay. Foth, I think it's time to say goodnight. Don't make me throw rocks at you. Eh. Well, either I hit Froth with enough rocks that he's not going to be waking up, or he's fallen asleep. So, we'll go falls asleep too. Thank you all for being here. Be excellent to each other. And, what else does Magus usually say? I don't remember. Bye-bye.